Welcome to our chit chat Monday morning at 10. My name is Megan. I am the CEO, Connected Kids Thrive. I'm here to help and support you, love on you, give you some tools. So I know parenting and behavior and speech and language challenges, they all go hand in hand. So I am here ready to give you support as I do. Feel free to chat in the chat and what's going on. All right, so I'm watching chat and welcome. Parenting is such a challenge. It's not supposed to be easy. It's literally the most important thing that we can do. And it's the thing that we are trained the least for. So if that feels true to you, let me know. Yeah, so here we are. We're going to go through these questions. And before we dive into that, let me tell you just a few moments of who I am and what I do. If you don't know me yet, Megan Duncan. I am certified in positive discipline. I'm a parenting and behavior coach. My background is in speech and language delays and communication challenges, and I'm here to support you. So we have 3 questions today that we're going to go through. So the first one that we're going to look at is this mom. First of all, so brave to step up and say, I need help, because we're supposed to have this parenting thing figured out, right? That's what our culture and society tells us. Like we should already know what to do, and that's just not fair. So for the parents who reached out, so brave to take that first step in getting support. Okay, this mom says, one of my challenges is with my 5-year-old daughter, is that she gets into a temper tantrum every time I pick her up from summer camp. So that's her first question. What I want to invite us all to think about and remember is when our kiddos throw a temper tantrum or a meltdown or whatever it is, we want to look at what's happening before the event and how we respond to the event, because how we respond can either actually negatively reinforce that behavior or we can diminish that behavior. So how we respond matters a lot. And so I invite this mom, what is that trigger? So if we think about a kiddo at summer camp, that's a big day. If it's very active, this kiddo might be hot. So we want to think about those biological needs first. And so maybe just offering her water when she gets in the car. And then we need to think about our kiddos' preferences. Do they need just kind of silence after a big day at camp? Or do they want us to engage and ask questions? My kids, they need silence. They don't need me. How was your day? What was your favorite thing? These things that we do, my kids need silence. That is most helpful for them. So we have silence and then we talk later about their favorite piece or their challenge or if they held their boundary or whatever we want to talk about. Okay, so I invite us all to think about, if my kiddo's having a temper tantrum consistently, this is a pattern. Where can I interrupt that pattern? What's happening before the child goes into a meltdown? Okay, let me know if you have any questions about that. Okay. Now, this mom, she says that with the language piece, she's struggling that, she'll ask her child a question in Spanish, but the child doesn't speak back in Spanish. She speaks back in English. So first of all, amazing. This child is getting dual language immersion, which is fantastic. So mom, one thing that you could do, as we can all do with our kids, is offer a choice. Remember, choices give kids power. We're inviting their voice. We're telling them, hey, what you think matters to me. And so how can we do this? If she says, I'm going to talk my own little tiny bit of Spanish here as an example. She could say, hey, she could say baño, which is bathroom, or she could say agua, which is water, right? And if her daughter says, I want water, then she can just kindly and playfully say, baño or agua. And that's going to help her kiddo. And, just continue this, baño or agua. And just letting her kiddo, hey, I want you to, I want you to answer me in Spanish. I know you know this. And you're giving that immediate opportunity to imitate. So that's why offering a choice is also important. So for those kiddos who are late talkers or just struggling to speak at all, giving choices is such a powerful tool to help them imitate. It takes part of the stress and pressure off to talk, right? So if you have any questions about that, comment and we'll talk more about what we can do around there. Okay, so looking at behavior, why a temper tantrum is happening, what our kiddos need beforehand and what they need after. We're looking at that. And then we are looking at offering choices. Okay, our kiddos need that. Okay, it just sets them up for success. And we pull in that playfulness, right? Comment playful, tell me playful. Believe playful is one of our best parenting strategies. All right, I hope that was helpful. Mom, I won't share any names here. Let me know if you need more support or if anyone else needs more support. So the next one is, this mom says, my 3.5-year-old is very independent and resourceful and therefore a heart stroke waiting to happen. We communicate safety and he somewhat seems to get it, but he doesn't want to continue trying to explain something to me when he feels he can do it himself. Which leads to temper tantrums and just feeling defeated on my part, because at some point I lose my patience and I just walk away to avoid throwing my own temper tantrum. So kudos to this mom. First of all, how amazing that she is recognizing her own triggers and her own tendency to maybe flip her lid right along with her kiddos. So amazing. That's amazing. That's our work, to be calm. If we can't be calm, we need to walk away. Okay, so the next thing, okay, her 3-year-old is very independent and resourceful. And she says they communicate about safety. The first thing I would invite all of us to think about is reflect on safety. Is it truly a safety or dangerous situation? Okay, if it's not true, sometimes we think things are unsafe or dangerous and maybe they're just a lighter risk, and we kind of tend to want to power and control over our kiddos. And maybe that's something we can release a little bit. Remember, the more power and control we have, the more we tell and do, the less they can do well for themselves. So where can we back off? Where can we release? Those are really important questions. So something that I'm feeling here without talking to this mom is, where are our boundaries? Our boundaries need to be very clear, firm, and kind, okay? So let's pretend this little one is jumping on the couch, okay? And so mom, instead of coming, because he doesn't care about safety too much. Little ones just don't most of the time. That is not their concern. They just need to move their bodies. And so that's the first thing. If our kiddo is jumping on the couch, their body, they are telling us, hey, I need to move my body in this big, big way. I need, that proprioception input. So they're telling us they need something. So let's help them meet that need in a better way, a more appropriate way. So we could say, your body seems to want to jump on the couch. Well, you can't jump on the couch, but where can we jump? And if this little one is articulate enough to say, oh, trampoline or bouncing pad or whatever, and tell us, great. If we need to scaffold it down a little bit to give more support, then we can say, couches aren't for jumping. Where can we jump? Trampoline or the crashing pad? We can extend a choice to them and they can give us their voice, give us their opinion, and let us know what they prefer. Choice is so powerful. So I hope that that's helpful, Mom, in this description of what we can do about this. Let me know if I answered you correctly. And if not, reach out to me and I will help you further. Okay. Hopefully that was helpful for everybody. Just laying that boundary, no flex in where that boundary is, and then what we can do instead. If we go too much into, we can't jump on the couch because it ruins the springs, because you might fall on the hard floor, because the tiles might hurt our kid, they get lost. They get lost. That it gets lost. So just lay the boundary and offer a choice. Sometimes you can do a little bit of explaining, but over explaining, like I'm doing now, just confuses things, convolutes things. Okay. Next one. I hope you're all finding this helpful. Let me know in the comments. All right. This mom says potty training. Gosh, he knows the steps. He hides when he needs to go. So he knows he has to go. What are we missing? Okay, potty training. I invite us to all take a deep breath, because potty training is such a big trigger for us. And then I have lots of different questions here. First of all, so our kids get very little control over their autonomy. They are told what to do, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it, why to do it all day long. And there's very few things that they can actually control themselves. And potty training is one of things. Pottying, releasing, evacuating is one thing that they can control. And so when we put too much power on, they want to take some of that power back. And the only way they can do that is by holding or doing things that doesn't give into what we are telling them to do. So oftentimes the best thing that we can do is back off. If we want to do, there are things we can do to encourage, but this potty learning cannot be another thing that we are controlling, okay? Or just inviting resistance. The more the control, the more pressure, the more resistance, right? Second thing I need to know here is, how old is this little one? That makes a big difference. And so, yeah, definitely, I always need to know ages here, so that we know where cognitive and physical abilities lie, right? So let me just refresh this. Okay. Need to know age. Age makes a difference. The next thing I will share is she says he knows the steps. He hides when he needs to go. So he knows he has to. Is there any fear? I want to ask, is there any fear going on? Are there any negative associations going on? Little ones, when there's a negative association, when all power has been stripped from them, they're going to avoid leaning into this discomfort, right? Into this thing that we so desperately want them to do. So I need to know about associations. I need to know how old. And he hides. When kiddos hide, we just really want to watch where we're putting in our power and control. Why are they hiding? Are they feeling shame? Do we shame them? Which if we shame them, that means they're not feeling safe, right? So also when kids, oftentimes there's constipation when kids hide. Like there can be some constipation going on, and if he's going in his diaper, or if he's taking his diaper off, like what is he doing? And how does mom, when she finds that he's hiding, how is mom reacting? How are you reacting? Is it, oh, it seems like you need to go. Do you need some help? Or, just labeling, oh, it looks like you're going poop right here behind the couch in your diaper. Okay, do you feel it coming out? And just leading into what it feels like, and just being very, very gentle with this process. Again, this cannot be another thing that we take all control from our kids. It will backfire. I'm from a family of cold showers when we had accidents. I'm from a family of spanking when we had accidents. And this is like my whole extended family. And that's the common story for a lot of kids. And it's just something that we can let go of and release, and really just take this journey with our child and kind of let them lead the way. And we will find when we back off pressure, then they will take control. again, there's a lot of things that we can do to support our kiddo here. And I'll share a few tips, and that will help with every child of the little ones who are starting this potty learning process. So what I recommend, when anytime your kiddo is even interested, I'm talking little ones like 6 months old crawling behind you, when you have to go pee, right? Because we don't get privacy, is start talking about it. Really, do you hear it? Psst, I'm going potty in the toilet. Or when you're pooping, yep, talk about it. Talk about what it feels like. It's not scary. It's natural. You get to flush it. Bye. That type of thing. Just have it a very natural, fun conversation, zero pressure. And this is how we get our kiddos to potty learn kind of on their own, where they take the initiative, and it's an easier process than when we're giving all the force and control. Because again, when we do too much force and too much control, we invite their resistance. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments as you watch. Tell me #replay as you watch this replay. Tell me #live as you're watching this live. Let me know if it was helpful, what pieces were helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. And I'm happy to support you. I've been doing this for a very long time, so I love helping parents. It's what I do. All right, I will catch you next week. Talk soon.